together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello. Look, man, this phone is so bright. Look at that. Okay, all right. I'm joking because I'm deflecting feelings at the present moment. Hello. It says Facebook user, so I'm not quite sure who it is, but welcome. Welcome to us in Daily Trudge. It's Maylin. I figured it out. I think it is anyway. But I wanted to come on, talk about vulnerability. Clearly, all right? And there's different types of vulnerability. There's good vulnerability. There's bad vulnerability. There again, it's just how we're using it, right? And I can, I'm a pretty vulnerable person. I come on here, I talk about my feelings and what's going on with me. I'll even cry and laugh because those are the emotions that I'm going through. Okay? But you don't see people give me too hard of a time, do you? Let's just call it what it is. I'm a white male sharing his feelings. What group does that put me in? Kind of trying to decide whether I want to open the window. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to open it. There you go, kitty. Oh, he walked away. He missed his chance. He's been wanting out that window all day. So, yes, I didn't like one of those comments. I am tired of people coming on and just leaving. I don't. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm actually kind of in a vulnerable place. We're trying to figure out something that's going on with a friend, and it's scaring the fuck out of me. So if I get some prayers, I would appreciate that. I really would. So what is being vulnerable? Let's find out. All right. First, let's talk what is vulnerability without boundaries, because that is the key here. Boundaries. Yeah, there we go. We're going to work with that. I like that. Okay. So vulnerability can also, when we first come into the program, we're very, very vulnerable. Okay. And that's not necessarily the best vulnerable to be. It is because you want that gift of desperation so you can get sober or work through whatever ism it is that you're working through, right? Naive, I don't think naive is in there with that. Naive just plain means you don't know or you've never experienced it before. Like I would be naive when it comes to pregnancy. Okay, I have a couple of kids. I was there, but I wasn't pregnant myself. So I can tell you my experience, but I can't tell you what it's like to have a child, and I'll never be able to. Okay. I passed stones, so my cat's like, oh my God, I've never been out this window. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Being gullible just means you're lazy and you don't use your fucking brain. That's what I think. And these are opinions, of course. Vulnerability is opening yourself up. All right. The first time that we were really vulnerable, I think, well, one of the times, how about that, is when we first come into the room and say, my name is Dion. I'm an alcoholic. After a while, that statement isn't going to mean what it means in the beginning, right? But that admission to being powerless over alcohol puts us in a vulnerable position without boundaries, which means that we are easily manipulated. Okay. Anytime you are overly vulnerable, that means you add frothy emotional appeal to it. You are in danger of manipulation. And unfortunately, there's people out there that will take advantage of that. Right? If you stick to the 12-step rooms, there's a very good chance you're not going to run into those people because they don't like being in the rooms. They don't like those. I mean, they don't. Okay. Here's another thing. Women with women, men with men. Okay. I'm more okay with a woman helping a man out than I am a man helping a woman out. I just am. Okay. Because men. That's why. Right. I'm not saying women can't help men and the other way around. Obviously we can. Maylin and I are sitting here. Okay. But with the way we see it is we're friends and that's appropriate. So appropriate. Let's go back to vulnerability without the boundaries though. What needs to happen there is we need a set of people around us. That's going to mean a sponsor, hopefully a partner, okay? Maybe a best friend, a favorite auntie. There's somebody in your family that loves you enough, okay? Get them on your team. Hey, I'm doing this. I need your support. You'll find that your friends, a lot of my friends that weren't alcoholic didn't care that I wasn't drinking anymore. I didn't have very many friends, but 0. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to start adding boundaries. So when we share our experience, strength, and hope, we need to be vulnerable. That means we're going to open ourselves up. This is also called empathy. That means I understand where you're coming from. It is not sympathy, which means I'm going to sit there and cry with you about your problem. Okay. Empathy means I understand, but I'm not going to get as emotionally involved. I'm going to look more for the solution. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to cry with them, but I can't make my vulnerability to a point where I become a codependent. Okay. We especially we alcoholics and people that are addicted, tend to take things to the extreme. And here we are at balance again. Okay. And I don't know if I had it pulled up or not. How do you become vulnerable and have boundaries? The answer is always for us to do 2 things. First, avoid a hard heart that closes down and refuses to be loving or open to working it out. You do not need those people in your life. Okay? I'm going to tell you, you don't owe anybody anything. I mean, you do, but you don't. You don't owe an explanation for you getting sober and trying to live a better life. You do not. That comes from being honest about your pain, having others help you with it, getting lots of support, not continuing to be hurt and abused, but setting limits instead. So what we do is we take our vulnerabilities, and we still have them, but we understand them and we set a limit. We set a limit. Okay? Never work harder than your sponsee. If you are working harder than your sponsee, it's already backwards, right? What are the four main types of vulnerability? Let's take a look at that. Sympathy enables, empathy empowers. I like that. I like that. It does kind of go against what I was saying, but I still like it. Well, it's true though. So thank you, Maylin. Physical vulnerability, okay, economic vulnerability, social vulnerability, and environmental vulnerability. So what do we deal with mostly here? I would think it would be environmental, the type of environment that we are in, right? So those are four main types of vulnerability. What are 5 healthy boundaries? Here are 5 examples of a healthy relationship boundary. Expecting others to communicate during disagreements with maturity. Yeah. Where we sit down and talk, not yell and scream at each other. Okay. Still might get a little heated, but we got to remember, don't we love these people? Don't we love them? Then maybe we should treat them that way. Did you know that respect comes with love? Because unconditional love means that you love them for who they are. And that is the biggest respect you can give anybody. Okay. I can tell you right now what else is going to be in here. Holding space for other people somewhere in there. If not, then we got to add it. Letting go of codependency and having your own identity. That's where the problem tends to lie. We've got to use our vulnerability to figure out our own identity. Sometimes we're going to be codependent, we're going to fail, and we're going to learn from that. We're going to learn from it instead of beating ourselves up. And asking for personal space and quiet when you are working. I can never get this. There's not one time that there isn't that my personal space isn't invaded while I got cat. But we work with it here. I tell them I'm recording. They're as quiet as they can. Voicing your concerns rather than holding on to a resentment. What we're talking about is being assertive. Assertive. The best way to start that is I feel I need to advocate for myself. Say those words. I need to I feel the need to advocate for myself. This is great with doctors and nurses. Okay? Once you bring that advocate up, they'll bring everybody else in. They're required to listen. Just because of the way I said it. Because if you argue against that, what you're telling me is that you are unwilling to have a hard conversation with me and grow. In which case, I'm going to need to let you go. Therefore, I must. That's another good one. Okay? That is assertive. Assertive means you're taking responsibility for your own emotions. Assertive isn't, oh, you did this and it hurt my feelings. That is not assertive. No, that is passive aggressive. And you'll find passive aggressiveness all over the place. People use me on all the time. And then I'm sarcastic with them. But they're always sarcastic with me. Okay? So if you're sarcastic with me, I'm going to be sarcastic back because I'm going to assume that's your sense of humor. Affirmations, yes. So let's say somebody approaches you with something that you did. Okay? Thank you, Maylin. You are keeping me on point today. I appreciate it. Okay? So what do you need to do? Just shut up and listen. Just shut up and listen. And then when they're done talking, repeat it back. This is what I heard you say. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I heard you say da 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 and repeat back what they said. What are you doing? You're affirming them. You're saying, okay, I hear you. And isn't really that what they want? Isn't that what they want? Oh, what do you mean I did this to you and I get all offended because I offended you? And no. The buck's got to stop somewhere, man. Let it be with you. Let it be with you. Show them that it's okay to approach other people because something has happened. My son just did it with us. I'm proud of him. He said, I'm going through something and this has got to end. Can we all get together? We talk about it. Yes, we sure the fuck can. Yeah. There's so much power for just holding space for somebody. Okay? And wouldn't you rather go on with your day knowing that you made their day better just because you listened to them? It may not even have anything to do with you. Maybe their husband or wife pissed them off this morning and they're taking it out on you. Well, guess what? That's going to come up. And they're going to say, you know what? I'm not really mad at you because you decided to listen. I'm more mad about this. And then you can get to the root cause. And then what did you do? You helped the child of God. Good job. All right? There's a great chance they aren't really mad at you. Okay? It's just they love you so much, they're taking it out on you. We take things out on the people we love first. Okay? And that is a human trait, not an alcoholic trait. That's a human trait. Okay? We cannot use other people for who we are, period. Okay? So be yourself. And yourself is usually a genuine, loving person. You are that person, whether you want to believe it or not. I hope you believe it. Well, I finally figured out that I'm a good fucking person, man. I'm not the person that was defined by my alcoholism. No, we are so much more than that. So, all right, that's going to be it. Thank you, Maylin, very much. Very much. So, that's what I got for this round. I need to put that up before we go because I like that. I like the abbreviation, the wait. I like that. Silent listen have the same letters. When there's yelling, I pause, wait. Why am I talking? Why am I talking? Yeah. I must be silent and listen. Thank you. What a great way to go out. I love you all. Peace out and have a